Hello, callers, and welcome to Viva Barca. Welcome to another interesting episode where we discuss on the latest developing stories. We start with Sergio Roberto, as it has been reported that the Barca veteran can join top clubs for free, has rejected first renewal offer from Barca. We are going to be discussing more on that as we progress. Then, secondly, talking about this report claiming that Barcelona have been asked to reduce wage bill by more than 200 million euros. We are also going to be discussing on that report. So guys, before we get right into the full story, if you haven't subscribed, please endeavor to do so you always stay in touch. If you are just coming across the channel for the very first time, you are very welcome. Consider liking the video and please watch right up to the very end. Barcelona veteran Sergio Roberto is one among several players whose contract expires at the end of the ongoing campaign. The versatile fullback come midfielder has less than 5 months left on his current deal and is yet to renew. The academic graduate, who celebrated his 31st birthday on Tuesday, has previously insisted that he wishes to remain at Camp Nou beyond the current season. Barcelona, for their part, are also ready to prolong his stay at the club at the insistence of manager Xavi Hernandez, who values his former teammate due to his versatility and tactical understanding. To that end, Barca were reportedly, have tabling 1-year contract offer for Roberto with an option to offer him another 12 months. However, reports have suggested that the Spaniard had turned down the offer as he was not happy with the additional 1-year extension and that the club wanted to insert. Now, Marca is reporting that Roberto has indeed rejected the first contract proposal from the club, but his intention remains to continue at Barcelona. It claims that given the good relations between Roberto and the club and Xavi's desire to keep hold of him, will likely lead to further negotiations over the contract. But in case a renewal is not agreed upon, the report states that Roberto will be on the agenda of several top clubs across Europe. The 31-year-old was already being courted by Atletico Madrid last summer when he was in a similar situation with regards to his contract. There were no specific names mentioned in the report, but it states that if Roberto becomes a free agent in the summer, he can join a top team. So it will be up to the second captain and the club to resolve any differences regarding the contract and reach an agreement. Indeed, Roberto's contract has been a problem all these past few days, as Barcelona have been trying to tie him down, even though it is against many of the wishes of Barca fans, because Roberto have not really been that important for the last 3 or 4 years, and Xavi is always insistent on the player to renew, always talking about his versatility and what he brings to the team, his understanding of the tactics, So Barcelona have tried their best to ensure that they make a first official offer, but new reports came out saying that Roberto have rejected that, and of course things even get more complicated about that. The player whose contract expires at the end of this season, if he's trying to reject contracts now, which means that it seems as though he's prepared to leave the club, so be it. But Xavi Hernandez doesn't want that. Hernandez wants Barca to at least sign him for that one season. They say the player does not want another optional season because the contract that Barca did offer him, which he rejected, was a 1 year plus an optional 1 year, and he turned that down. And of course, we all know that Barca are also trying to ensure that salaries are not higher than the one next season or last season, because they are trying instead to ensure that the wage budget is really depleted. And Roberto, who is one of the highest earners, Barca want to ensure that they better maintain the wage or they cut the wage and they spread it for the 2 years. But Roberto have rejected that. After having taken a pay cut in the last summer, about 60%, he does not want to further do that. And either Barca maintain the current salary that he currently takes to spread it across the 2 years or 1 year period, then that will be the case. So things are getting more complicated. Because now Roberto and Sergio Busquets, who are the two of our captains, our first two captains, have issues a lot with their current contract situations, and it would still be a big possibility that we can see both captains leaving the club in the January transfer window. So it remains to be seen how things go when it comes to Roberto's future at the Camp Nou. Roberto has not been playing, as I said earlier. We all know that he has a lot of injury problems. Even last season, the same thing. When he comes, he does not even stay as much and he leaves. So I still don't understand what Xavi is trying to push and push and push for Roberto to stay, knowing fully well that he's not even the best right backs out there. And here we are seeing, Xavi trying to push the ball to extend his contract. Then on to the next story of discussion. It's given that if Barcelona want to make new signings in the summer, they must lower their wage bill. But what's new in this situation is the fact that LaLiga president Javier Tebas has reminded the Blaugrana that they would take legal action against the very precautionary measures taken by the judge of the Commercial Court number 12 of Barcelona, reports Spanish publication Mundo Deportivo. As the league administrative prepares its appeal, they have informed Barcelona that the wage bill must be reduced by more than 200 million euros by the summer. And the only way Barca can comply with their appeal is by selling players. This way, the team can show a revenue stream, and this can also serve a lower expenses, especially for those who are on a bigger payroll. Interestingly enough, Barcelona are in a good state than they were in the last year. For the purpose of selling players, Memphis Depay has already excited and has, of course, far as the summer transfer window is concerned, big names are already lined up. In that regard, Sergio Roberto's name is at the top of the list. It must be remembered that the fullback's contract is due to expire at the end of the season, and it remains to be seen whether or not he accepts Barca's new offer. If he ends up staying, one can safely assume that the player has taken a substantial cut in his wages. Meanwhile, the likes of Sergio Busquets and Jordi Alba are among those who are ready tipped to leave the club. The two captains who are past their prime will be reviewed, and the most likely outcome is going to be an exit. On the other hand, a certain Franquisi represents a perfect market opportunity. The midfielder, who is certainly out of favor, joined Barcelona last summer on a free transfer from Milan. Given that his contract runs until 2026, Barcelona can demand a good amount of transfer fee if a suitor comes calling. So guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please make sure to do so you always stay up to date with the latest on Barcelona here on Viva Barca. Until next time, bye bye.